Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be behind the scenes of my Udemy earnings. So if you guys haven't already got the message, on this channel I want to be fully transparent. There's a lot of problems out there with nomads being called scammers, and to be honest, some of them are, and with any industry or any culture there's always good and bad people operating in this space. So it's really important to me to try and give some honest perspectives on nomad life, and if you haven't already watched my videos about the truth about becoming a nomad or the pros and cons, all that kind of stuff, there's tons on my channel for you. But today I wanted to look at Udemy a bit more because this is where I've made most of my money as a nomad so far, and a lot of people ask me about it, how much I make, which courses are better than others, and I'm probably going to do a whole bunch of videos on Udemy, so comment below with any other Udemy videos that you want. But for today I thought I would just show you behind the scenes of my Udemy, how much I've made over the whole time, how long it took me to make money at the start and how it's grown, and which of my courses have made more than others. Basically a bit of a look into the numbers, which again, pretty personal, but if you've watched my how much I earn video, you'll already kind of know these things, so I may as well show you in more detail. So the first thing that I should say is that I don't know how much other instructors make on Udemy. Some people publish it, whether or not they're telling the truth, only they know. But I would say I'm probably kind of mid-range. I think there is a lot of people who are making close to nothing. Whether they would admit that, I don't know. A lot of people who just made a course kind of as an experiment and it's never really turned into anything. But there's also definitely people making more than me. There are some Udemy millionaires. There's some kind of famous faces from Udemy who make a lot. So I'd say I'm kind of in the middle. I'm not one of the hundreds, possibly thousands of people who are making almost nothing, but I'm also not one of the big famous superstars. So first of all, here we go. On screen now, this is all the money I have made to date with Udemy. I have been on it now for 2 years, so this is spread out over almost exactly 2 years actually, and I'm going to show you the breakdown month by month and why there are some big peaks and why it's so much bigger now at this end of the time. So if we go all the way back to the first couple of months, people often ask me how long did it take until you were kind of making a full-time income or enough to live off of, and I'm going to put next to each month how many courses I had out at that time. Obviously the number of courses isn't a full determinant of the money because some courses make a lot more than others, which I'm going to show later, but it is a factor. The more you have, the more you're going to make, the more your risk is spread. So for these first 2 months I just had one course. I've talked before about how I got started, and so I will link to that video up here, but this was a course that I filmed with Larissa and I was pretty excited it was making any money at all. There is quite a delay with Udemy because you have to wait for their 30-day guarantee to be closed before they'll give you the money, and then they pay you at the end of the next month, so it's quite often 60 days depending on when you released your course, so be aware of that if you need money straight away. So my first big month where I made almost $500 was May, and by that point I actually had 7 courses out. Not all of them was profitable as each other, but that was my kind of first exciting month. So I'd already spent about 3 or 4 months making courses, and by this point I had 7 and I was making $500 a month. And then in June I had my first $1,000 month and I was so excited. I just thought, this is it forever, I'm going to be able to survive off of just Udemy. The reason that month was so high is because I had released a lot of courses towards the end of May and they were kind of coming to fruition in June. But I guess that one was just some kind of anomaly because I didn't make over $1,000 again until about 6 months later. But after that point, as you can see, they were consistently $500, then $800, so it was really starting to build up, but it still probably wasn't enough to live off of full time. Then November and January were both really big months for me, and you can actually see on the graph that I didn't reach those kind of peaks again for a long time. And the reason that they were so high is because Udemy does very big promotions for Black Friday, which is in November, and then kind of New Year's resolutions, which is in January. So even now those 2 months are by far my best months. So that was a really exciting time. To be making well over $1,000, having been making about $800, was really cool. Then you will notice a sudden disaster area. In March 2016, Udemy changed their approach and they stopped offering $10 discount codes basically 24/7. There was a point where you would never have to buy a Udemy course for more than $10 because there was always some kind of promotion running, and they decided they wanted to instead have the courses higher priced and attract a different kind of student. And I thought, fair enough, let's give them a chance. They're the experts, let's see if it works. A lot of instructors were really against it, but I thought they know what they're doing, let's wait and see. But as you can see on the graph, it was basically an entire disaster area. So for the next 6 months, my revenues were at least half, maybe a third, and there was basically nothing I can do. So luckily I had lots of other streams of revenue. I was also doing freelance PR. I've been working on a startup together with my fiance, so I was fine financially, but it made me realize that you really don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. So the 6 months there was pretty dire, and then no prizes for anyone who can guess when they decided to do a U-turn on the changes and go back to offering lots of coupons. Yes, August 2016. So that month was £998.80. So if one more person had bought it, I would have crossed over 1,000 again. And since then, I haven't gone below 1,000. So I currently have 27 courses out, but at that point I probably had 25. I think I released a couple more since then, and so that was really awesome. I was back up to £1,000 consistently. The change was basically overnight when they reverted the changes, so that was amazing. So then now it's back up to 1,000 every month, and actually since I released a couple more courses in the past couple of months, I released my YouTube course and another makeup course. It has been consistently much closer to 2,000, and as you can see, November and January, big peak months again because of Black Friday and because of New Year's. So in November, over 2,000 for the first time ever, and then in January, over 3,000 for the first time ever, which for me it was crazy because I still at this point I'm not doing any promotion of my courses, but I do have 27 courses, so it's taken a long time to get to where I am now. You're not going to be able to achieve this overnight, but I think there's also a lot to learn from which of my courses have done better than others. Before I discuss which course is which, I want to show you a little bit about the split of revenue. So let's go into March, and as you can see, this month I have done some promotional activity. We launched the new makeup course, so I sent that out to everyone who was on a relevant course of mine already. That course is actually shared with someone else, so about $120 worth of sales were made through that, but half goes to them. And then also my selling course funnels a few people to my negotiating course, so that's what that $20 is. But as you can see, the courses which do the best are absolutely the business ones, so sales, negotiating and leadership, and then there's my 2 makeup courses and my YouTube course, and then below that everything kind of bunches into all together. And then also the graph of where everything's come from. Almost all of it has come from Udemy Organic, which is where either they've brought people in through their newsletter, or people are just browsing, or people have come to see what big promotions are on, and that's almost all my traffic. So SEO on Udemy for me is very important. All my courses rank really high for the search terms that I've chosen for them, so Udemy Organic is very important for me. Then these other ones I wanted to mention because the affiliate program, you only get a quarter of the money from that. So Udemy take half, and then the affiliate, whoever sold it, gets another 25%, so you get 25% of those sales. Then the ad program is the same. You have to pay, I think it's 30% away for the ad and still 50% to Udemy. And then my promotions are obviously on the other graph. And refunds, I wanted to mention, don't worry about the refunds. Udemy gives 30-day guarantee with no questions asked, so a lot of people buy a course just to get a refund. I do look at my refunds every month to see if maybe one of my courses is really underperforming, but I find it more useful to look at the reviews and see which things people haven't liked, or what they want me to change, or other lectures they might like me to add as an update. I find that more useful than looking at the refunds, because refunds are normally just people who wanted the course for free. So now let's have a quick look into which of my courses have done better than others. Without making this video like an hour long, comment below if you would like me to do a bit more of a detailed discussion into why I think which courses have done better. Right now I just want to show you all the numbers so that you can kind of get a feel. So obviously the amount of time a course has been out makes a big difference. So my most recent 2 courses, which is YouTube and beauty, in my opinion, are performing really well, but of course they're not huge numbers yet. So the YouTube one has made $600, the beauty one has made $90, but that's split with another person, so it's going on for $200. The beauty one has only been out this month, so that's in a month, which for me is really good. I find that my lifestyle courses, kind of fashion, makeup, blogging, those kind of things, they normally make between $100 and $200 a month. For me, that's a successful one. The less successful ones will make $0 to $50 a month probably, and then it's my business ones that really bring in the cash, which probably won't be much of a surprise to you because people are much more willing to pay for business courses about how to start a business or how to make more money. Is obviously a good course to sell because people want to pay money to make money. So by far my most successful course is negotiating. This one has made very nearly $9,000, which out of 26,000 total is a big proportion. So that has been definitely my best performing course. I am also going to include a link to a resource down below, which I found, which is a list of a whole bunch of Udemy courses and how much money they estimate they've made, kind of which ones are the most successful. That might be very useful to you if you're looking for inspiration on what course to make. It's the kind of thing that I would look at if I wanted to see what course to release next. So my main takeaway is to try and be conscious about which topic you're using and who you're going to target, because it's very easy to invest a week of your time into making a video and not have it pay off. So I really hope that's been useful to you, and leave me some comments down below with which video you'd like me to do next. Maybe a breakdown into which courses have done well and why, maybe a bit of a reality check about some of the things that I've learned along the way and have been a surprise to me, like how much money Udemy take, and maybe some lessons I've learned and what I would do differently. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!